Welcome to another top 3 list, guys. And today we're taking a look at a number of different fantasy retro games that are, of course, still strategy games that I think make up some of the damn best strategy games out there. Now, like on any of my videos, I'd ask that you please like, comment, and subscribe, and comment something about the kind of games you would play in this era, or the ones that you still play to this day. Today we're taking a look at Heroes of Might and Magic 3. This is just one of the best of the best, to be honest with you. There was multiplayer. There was also a single player. I believe the release date was 2000 or 1999, somewhere through there. But we're going to take a look at one of the existing campaigns, the Restoration of Erathia. Now, there's a number of great ones, of course, but we're just going to do this one. And let's do the Long Live the Queen campaign. So one of the interesting things about the game, we're just looking at one of the factions here, the human faction. I think it's actually the Erathian faction. But there is so much in this game in terms of other factions, other characters, etc. And essentially, you can, play as orcs, you can play as undead, you could play as fire gods. There's all sorts of different, sort of play styles and types. And this game just makes up, in my opinion, kind of one of the best. You start off with a lord. In this case, our lord is Christian. You also have your own stronghold or castle, and this is where you get most of your stuff done. Namely, you build additional troops for your armies. You go to, you can go to the village hall to upgrade new buildings or purchase additional buildings, things of that nature. So we're not going to build anything just yet. But again, just a really cool game. It shows you also here how many of these different units you're growing per week. It can really change, and I think if you build barracks, if I'm not mistaken, that might increase the growth rate, but it can take some time. Otherwise, you can go over here, and as you can see, recruit a bunch of pikemen. We're just going to recruit them there, and we're going to get out of here. Now, your character would have a certain number of moves per turn. And again, forgive me, it has been a long time since I've played. Yes, absolutely. So we've got some archers that are going to join us. And I'm thinking that if we go over here and go to these other troops, they're going to join our cause, the cause of Lord Christian. Perfectly. Not Lord Krishna. Although he would have been a cooler lord to serve, that's for sure. There's a little Krishna joke for you. And as you can see, there's also like treasure chests you can find throughout the area. I'm hoping that this many troops is going to be sufficient for us to, remain alive. Now, we can take experience or we can take gold. In this case, I'm going to take the experience. And as you can see, we actually increased a skill for our main character, and we can give him another focus. In this case, it's either advanced artillery or basic mysticism. I think he's kind of a more advanced artillery kind of guy. I don't take him for a mage character, but again, it's totally up to you. You can create your characters however you like. All right, the Carroted Courtyard. Mirham is under occupation of Yoful and Nogan troops. See, I'm not even sure what kind of troops those are, but like I was saying before, we're going to meet a lot of different troops, and not just troops, but also creatures that will become our enemies, essentially. And I actually am going to teach them basic water magic. Now, we've got some infernal troglodytes here. Let's engage them and take them out, and hopefully we win this battle. And this is how battles would work in this game. It's kind of an as-turn basis. The pikemen are going to go forward, advance, and sort of take on the troglodytes. And it looks like I think our ballista are going to get the best of these guys, but we might lose a few pikemen. Only one. They put up a great fight, and as you can see, that is a victory. Now, obviously, when you're fighting like greater lords or other factions, the battles are going to be even bigger. In fact, this campaign doesn't even really do justice to the, I guess you could call it skirmish mode of the game. And look at that. We've found some wolves. We might be in trouble. I think these are hellhounds. But the skirmish mode allows you to do any faction against any faction. So you've got lords and ladies raising their own armies that you had to deal with, and that you can still deal with if you play the multiplayer version of the game. I should also mention that without a shadow of a doubt, the modifications for this game are a must-have. If somebody wants to put the name of the most recent mod down below, like the one that everybody has, please do. It's kind of a must-have in this game, if I'm being honest. You just have to, you've got to get those mods. Nice. Archers are doing great, getting rid of these hellhounds. No, of course, there's a faction that probably has the hellhounds as a focus. You just kind of have to work through them, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I would say this on the list might be, in order of appearance, might be the best one. And that's another victory. Yes, sir. We also got some experience for that. And let's go into advanced water magic. Why not? He's now a knight. But yeah, essentially, that's kind of it for Heroes 3. I wanted to give you guys a better visual of, like... Yeah, I guess we can't without doing a single scenario, but I wanted to show you guys just the different factions. Here we go. So we've got a bunch of different factions. Let's just jump into them and see what faction we get. Maybe it's show advanced options. Starting hero, I think this is it. So we're just going to begin. I'm just going to see if we get a new kind of creature. And yes, we do. This time it's, I think, an elf. And as you can see, dwarves, centaurs, these are the kind of characters that Genova has. And it just changes, you know, from I guess, character to character. I just think that's a really important element of the game to get across, is that you can have armies of human warriors, you can have armies of, you know, demonic warriors, of elvish warriors, of dwarves. It's really completely up to you. But yeah, anyway, that's number one. Hope you guys like that. And we'll jump into number 2. Warcraft 2. Now, this is one of my favorites in terms of the fantasy genre. And of course, this is coming after Warcraft 1. We could have done that. I believe the release date for this one was 1995. But again, just a fantastic game. There was multiplayer, all that interesting stuff. There's also an intro to the game. And of course, you can do custom scenarios, but we always want to go for the orc or human campaigns. And we also have the Beyond the Dark Portal campaigns. So a really cool start, to say the least. Let's jump into the human campaign.
As regional commander of the Southern Defense Forces, Lord Tyrannus commands that you raise an outpost in the Hillsbrad foothills. It is rumored that Orcish marauders have been raiding coastal towns in the area, but whether these attacks are part of a greater horde offensive is as yet unknown. Your outpost is to provide food and information for Alliance troops, and as such, should be a community consisting of at least 4 farms. You must also construct a barracks in order to safeguard the Hillsbrad operation.
Don't you love the voice acting in these old games? I feel like they did a better job back then than they do now. I mean, it's just really surprising. Well, let's get to work. Man, it has been a while. Look at that, the peasants. I love it. So we want to construct 4 barracks. For that, we're going to probably need some wood. All right, well, let's get the basic structure up. Let's get some farms. We've already got one, it seems like. So we'll put another one. And again, I just love the voice acting, even for the individual characters. It's just so damn well done. Let's send the knights over here and just keep an eye on our front line. But of course, it was just a very standard building game at the time, but it meant so much more to anybody playing it. And believe it or not, at the time, the graphics were pretty ingenious, to say the least. Let's get... It's been a while, man. Definitely need to get a barracks. Not enough gold. We need to mine some gold. All right, fair enough. That's not a gold mine. We're going to have to go to harvest, mine, or gold. Oh, yeah, it's going to be up here. See, it's been a while, man. And that might just be stone. No, it is going to be gold. There is no stone in Warcraft 2. Another cool element of it, by the way. We were supposed to get one more farm, weren't we? Let's do it. You guys know I make these top 3 videos just as an excuse to play these old games. Okay. Obviously. But we'll fast forward just a little bit through the action. Now, bad news, and things like this would occur during the game. It looks like we have exhausted our gold mine. You can see there's not much here anymore. Our guys are now resorting to collecting wood, so we need to find some more gold. Otherwise, well, we're not going to be able to accomplish our mission goals. And there you go. Right away, we've got a nice attack against an orc. All right, not too bad, boys. All right, we took one out, but of course we're still looking for suitable terrain here for the new gold mine. And I saw another red blip there. We might need to go attack it. There we go, another orc. And again, what you're seeing here is like the most basic level of gameplay, right? This was like super basic. As you progress through the campaign, things get more challenging, of course, and you have different objectives. And we better survive against these orcs and find this new mine, or else we're in trouble.
Yes, my lord. Yes.
It's got to be one over here. I see another red blip over there. I think we've got another orc attacking. It'd be nice to have those barracks.
As you wish.
Let's get them. Oh, we got lucky on that last parry. It's looking rough. I'm not sure we've got enough. Oh, there we go. Wow, all the way over here to get the gold mine. They weren't kidding when they say we were going to have to go out of our way to avoid these orcs. Well, we better get that gold, and soon. So this sort of complex interplay, at least at the time of going back and forth with the resources, another thing that really was cool is you could actually destroy areas of resources. You could see the terrain changing as you build upon it. And I believe we've got enough for that barracks. Do we? Yes, we do. Let's drop it down. We might get a fight. We might not. And I'm kind of building it outside of town, but close to our guards. I want to make sure they have a chance of course, getting some additional soldiers from it. We don't have any clerics, so nobody's going to be healed, but they'll at least have died in a glorious way. Or maybe not. Again, these like sort of more straightforward missions weren't always that complicated. You just accomplish a certain task, and you've got a victory. Just make sure there's no orcs around. I love seeing the guys carry things back to base, especially bags of gold fit for a king. It's always fun. It's actually only 100 per peasant, but still, it's fun to watch. All right, almost built. And again, if you want us to play any of these games, put it in the comment down below, and we will find a day to stream it, especially something as old as like Warcraft 2, or even the original Warcraft. I love streaming this sort of stuff. Make sure to join us on our streaming channel as well at twitch.tv/AgrippaMaxenius, same as it is here.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
So close to being completed. Takes a while though to get that barracks up. I don't recall that. There we go, and we can get some footmen. I love the simplicity of the peasants. Well, and there we go, guys. So we get the victory screen. And again, that was something else I loved about it. Just having the orcs on heads on pikes shows you the amount of resources you got, the kills you got, etc. Again, not a very crazy mission, but it opens up, you know, ideas for new missions. I already know Fallout Tactics is going to be a controversial choice here, as it's not really a fantasy game. Well, but I think it is, right? I think all too often when we think fantasy, we think like old times, like medieval times, etc. But this is kind of futuristic fantasy, as far as I'm concerned, and a damn fine game. Now, in Fallout Tactics, you would have a sort of squad here working together. And as you can see, they all have the similar Fallout-style weaponry that you're used to. Some are kind of put together by hand, it seems like. But we just spoke to this tribal, and she let us know that that the village was attacked. There are raiders out here that need to be dealt with. And so we need to move together as a group. And again, for the time, this was pretty revolutionary. I'm not sure. I mean, like, I feel a little strange putting it in the strategy genre, but I really think that it belongs. Not to mention that it had the same cool Fallout storyline. that we all want to see more of. And there we go. Sure enough, battle has begun, and we are already engaging enemies. We've got some raiders this way. We've got some enemy dogs this way. I'm going to fire off some bursts. But again, it was this turn-based combat, but it's not really turn-based. It's kind of happening all at once. And let's see. She's doing okay so far. We did wound him with a shot. That's one element that I used to love about this game. But I want to make sure that Peter gets up closer here and we take some additional shots at this raider. Now, if we get over there with Stitch, we could probably take a shot with the rifle here. See, she's taking a lot of damage. Of course, if we were actually playing a long game, we'd take this a bit differently because currently he is taking cover. Could respond to that a bit better for sure. There we go. He's almost dead. That raider's going to have to pay for what he's done. And of course, once we've collected things from the raider, we're going to want to go back to the villagers and let them know what we've done. We want to use our own health packs, though. And this raider's been firing at us the whole damn time. Let's return fire to him. And again, let me know in the comments down below if you think this belongs in the strategy genre or not. Or if you think this is exclusively an RPG. I think it's a sort of turn-based strategy. There we go. We got him. And she's going to try to run for cover, as you can see. Smart move on her part. Let's see if we can't get Farsight over here to assist. Come on, Farsight. So far, this will have to do. She's severely wounded. I'm hoping a few more shots should take her out. But again, the goal is to work our way into that base. And this is how Fallout Tactics would go. Essentially, you have this squad. You can build up your squad as you meet new people. Some can be good, some can be evil, etc. You can loot bodies, all that fun stuff. In fact, if you want, we'll take a look there at the inventory screen, and you can see it's quite hefty. Lots of things in there. Although we mostly just have cigarettes, syringes, and that's about it. But of course, you can gain more items as you move through the game. I really like this one. Again, I would recommend it, and I consider it. And look at that, what we found on the guy, nice Mauser pistol. I consider it a strategy game, and I consider it one of the best retro strategy game. Fallout Tactics for choice number 3. Again, I want to thank everybody for liking these videos and checking them out. As always, I ask you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, and you've done a great job with that. I ask you to keep doing that as well. But the other thing that I'd ask of you guys is to consider joining as a member. It's just $3 a month. We just started with putting videos there in the membership section, and what I'd like to do is offer some game keys to people. So at the end of every month, we'll have a game key drawing for existing games or keys I can get. Quite often on this channel, if we do a video on a game, the actual developer or producers will reach out to us and give us a few copies, and I'd like to share that with our members. Thanks again, guys. I hope you enjoyed this list, and I'll catch you on the next one.